बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलाम वालेकुम कैसे हैं सब तो I'm hoping कि आप सब बिल्कुल खैरियत से होंगे. Let's start today's lecture that is about bioenergetics chapter number 4, and my today's topic is carotenoids and absorption spectrum. So we are discussing in our last lecture about the chlorophyll, which was a photosynthetic pigment, and we have discussed about its structure, its function, and how it works, by the way. And then now we have other accessory pigments in the plants as well, and so this is all about the accessory pigments, and among them carotenoids at the most. So carotenoids are basically are the pigments which are present in almost all of the photosynthetic autotrophs. I mean autotrophs and like plants, algae, and photosynthetic bacteria. And by the way, they are responsible for giving the color to the world as well. All of the shades of the oranges, yellows, reds are basically the carotenoids. You can see the beautiful color of the sunflower, the apples, the other flowers as well. And there is a color catalog at the right of the image. So you can see all these shades are basically of carotenoids. So let's start the carotenoids with its introduction. What are they? Pigments. These pigments are basically terpenoids. It means they are chemically they are lipids, and terpenoids, a specific type of a lipid, and basically they are responsible for absorbing the fats in the plants and in the living system as well. So these pigments produce the bright yellow, red, and orange colors in plants, vegetables, and in fruits. So above, as you all know that all those wavelengths which are absorbed by some pigment are basically we cannot see those pigments, we cannot see those wavelengths, but the wavelengths which are not absorbed by some pigment or least absorbed by some pigments, we can see only those. So as yellow, red, and oranges are the shades of the carotenoids, so they are not going to absorb these wavelengths. That's why we can see these colors, but they work well and they absorb strongly absorb the blue and violet ranges. So accessory pigments in plants, you can see the image on the right of the slide. So we can see the leaves of yellow and orange shades, showing you the presence of photosynthetic pigment of carotenoids and xanthophylls. So these accessory pigments, by the way, are present in the leaves. There are two different types of accessory pigments. One of them is carotenoids, and the other is chlorophyll B. Let me take the pointer first to show you the things. These are the carotenoids and chlorophyll. Both of them are, by the way, accessory pigments. What is the meaning of the word accessory pigment in this, in the case of carotenoids? So accessory pigments are the pigments which are not, by the way, directly involved in the process of photosynthesis. So they are not involved in the process of photosynthesis directly, but indirectly, obviously. They absorb the sunlight, which is the wavelengths of the sunlight, which is not directly absorbed by the chlorophyll A. So they transfer the energy to the chlorophyll A for its continuous and normal and continuous working. Secondly, it protects the plant from the harmful radiations, and they absorb the harmful radiations of the sunlight, and then transfer this energy to the chlorophyll for the reaction center. So, secondly, it attracts insects, birds, and other animals for pollination and dispersal of seeds. So, colors always attracts, obviously, they attract the insects. They are responsible for the pollination, a very, very important thing. So, and the dispersal of seeds as well. So accessory pigments, first of all, they help in the absorption. Secondly, they protect the plant. And third, helps in the pollination and dispersal of seeds. And how it helps in the photosynthesis, why they are called as accessory, by the way. Now look at this pyramid, and at the bottom we have a chlorophyll A, which is in the reaction center. First of all, we should go to this patch of the leaf, photosystem. This patch of a leaf is basically called as photosystem. We discussed the photosystem in the next lecture, but you can take it as a patch of the leaf this time. And it has so many, the green plates like structure, which are basically the accessory pigments. They absorb the sunlight and then transfer it to the reaction center. And that reaction center is actually chlorophyll A. Same is the case in this. All of the light radiations are absorbed by these xanthophylls, carotenoids, chlorophyll B. They receive and then transfer to carotenoid, then transfer to chlorophyll B, and chlorophyll B then transfer to the chlorophyll A, which is present in the reaction center, and then photosynthesis will take place, so which is the task of the plant. So all of these pigments are not directly take part in photosynthesis, but chlorophyll A. Carotenoids are of two types, carotenes and xanthophyll. Carotenes and xanthophylls. let's have a comparison between the carotenes and xanthophylls. Carotenes are orange-red pigments composed of isoprenoid units found in the photosynthetic eukaryotes, and the most important and widely spread carotene is beta carotene. And as far as xanthophylls are concerned, same is the case with the xanthophylls. There are two. Isoprenoid means the lipids, but the difference between the carotene and xanthophylls is lies in their colors. Carotenes are orange-red, and xanthophylls are yellows, means mangoes, lemons are xanthophylls, carrots, tomatoes are carotenes, right? They contain carotenes, by the way. So beta carotene is the most prominent, and lycopene, which is present in the tomatoes, are very very helpful in in it, acting as antioxidants, keeping your bad fats in your body, detox your body, and protect your body from the harmful radiations of the sun. And as far as xanthophylls are concerned, so they are helpful in presence in the foliage, in the foliage, or foliage means leaves of the autumn. So they are working in the lutein is the most common in xanthophylls. So this is the colors of the wall you can see, and these are all one or the other type of photosynthetic pigment. These are the tomatoes. You can see orange, red, and yellow's presence of carotenoids in a single vegetable, that is tomato. Now the absorption spectrum. My next topic is the absorption spectrum. So we have finished with all kinds of pigments. And then is absorption spectrum. So whenever we come through the word spectrum, it means that we are concerned with the seven colors of seven different wavelengths of white light, right? So we are not concerning only one, but we are concerned now with this all of the seven. And it means that every wavelength is very very important and has a very important role. So absorption spectrum means which among the spectral wavelengths, which is absorbed by which is absorbed by which pigment. So, for example, this image is showing you the absorption spectrum of the chlorophyll molecule. Absorption spectrum. The word absorption spectrum we use for a graphical representation. So, in the diagram, you can see there is a graph which is between the wavelengths and the absorption, right? So, this chlorophyll molecule is showing you that it is best absorbed around 430, 420 to 430 uh, wavelength, and then from 450 up to 600 it is not going to absorb anything. And once again it is active at around 660 or 670. So it is going to give you two uh, peaks, one it as blue region and the other one is at red region. So we heard this thing that chlorophyll work well at blues and reds, and the light blues, yellow, green is not the shades for the chlorophyll, and we can see these colors in the leaves, but red and blue we cannot see in green leaves, right? Because these are absorbed by the leaves by the chlorophyll. So absorption spectrum, it is defined as a graph. I have already told you that we define it in just in the form of a graph. So a graph that shows the absorption of different colors of light by a particular pigment is called absorption spectrum of the pigment. So in this case, we took an example of chlorophyll, and we saw that blue is absorbed by the chlorophyll and red is absorbed by the chlorophyll. No other wavelength is absorbed by the chlorophyll. So this is the absorption spectrum of chlorophyll. So then another example, we have another example absorption spectrum of chlorophyll A, B, and carotenoid. As we have discussed these three pigments, so you need to learn this graph because this is a part of your text, this is a part of your syllabus. So you need to chlorophyll A, you need to take a scale, make a line between the graph and the peak, and identify the value of the wavelength. Same is the case with this, and note all of the wavelengths which is best absorbed by a specific pigment. So you can learn this graph by this way. Then spectrophotometry. So if you are saying that chlorophyll is responsible for absorbing reds and reds and blues, then it means then who tells you that this is reds and blues, which is responsible for photosynthesis. This is, by the way, spectrophotometer. It's an apparatus which is helpful in guiding us and telling us that which wavelength is best suited to which pigment. So the absorption of different color of light by a particular pigment can be determined by the help of a spectrophotometer. The data of spectrophotometer can be represented by a graph. So once again, we are going to make a graph for the for understanding of a spectrophotometer as well. Here is the machine which is called as a spectrophotometer, and in this figure we can see a glass cuvette, a small test tube. We put the pigment in it and then place this cuvette inside this machine, and over this is acting as a monitor. You can see the values on this screen. So let's discuss how it works, right? Okay, so these are the things which are present inside the machine. This is a light source. Obviously, this is not present inside. Maybe it is the inbuilt source of the light as well. So this is a collimator. It's a lens, then a prism, then a wavelength selector. It's just a bar with a hole in it, and then the cuvette, the glass test tube that contains the pigment, and then there is a the display machine or the monitor. So light source is giving you the light, and then we are using collimator lens, which the responsibility of this is to converge the light on a single point, and that single point is prism, by the way. And after passing the light from the prism, it will disperse into 7 colors, as you see all, and then wavelength selector. This wavelength selector is helpful. It will move on every color one by one, and then each color will pass through the pigment which is present in the cuvette, and this meter display meter will show you the amount of absorption by by every the pigment. For example, if it contains the carotenoids, it will show you the red color. At red color it will show you very low value. At orange, very low value. At yellow, as it is going to show you a very low value. But at green, it is going to show you some of the wavelength value on this meter. But at blue and indigos, it will show you a higher value. It means that these pigments are least absorbed by carotenoid, but these two pigments are absorbed by the carotenoid. So this is how spectrophotometer works, and how it tells us that which pigment is responsible for which kind of photosynthesis. The absorption spectra of different pigments indicate that they absorb different wavelengths of visible light, and these wavelengths are not absorbed at the same rate. And so then the main photoreceptors are chlorophyll A and B, and both show more absorption in violet blue. And the ranges should be 400 to 470, 630 to 680. And same is the case with the carotenoids. They do not absorb any other wavelength except 430 to 500, which is the region of blues and violets. So carotenoid rich foods for skin protection. This is very important to note, as you need to eat carrots, pumpkins, colored bell peppers, tomatoes, spinach. All they contains the carotenoids in them, and they are responsible for the protection of our skin from the harmful radiations. Plus, they are responsible acting as antioxidants in our body, and above all, they are also helpful in storing the vitamins in our body. So all of the vegetables, colorful vegetables, are very, very important for us. Please make a schedule, make a routine for yourself to have vegetables and fruits in your life, because they are overall make keep yourself healthy and safe. And so that's the end of my lecture today. So I'm hoping that we will meet again in the next lecture, and I have few questions for you. That how many types of carotenoids are there? So there are two different types of carotenoids. One of them is carotene, another is xanthophylls. Okay, so give an example of a xanthophyll. Lutein is an example of a xanthophyle. So then is what is the absorption spectrum. It is the graph which is going to show you that which pigment is going to absorb which wavelength. And then it's a spectrophotometer. It's a machine. It's responsible to tell you about all of the wavelengths absorbed by any of the pigment. So that's the end from my side. Please take care of your self, and all the best from my side. We will meet again in the next video. Up till then, Allah Hafiz.